So it never fails. Anytime that I make a video that is what some small wrong group of people could consider even remotely edgy or something other than shut up and make soap, like I'm the frickin' Dixie Chicks, right? We've learned from that. We're not there anymore. There are people in my comments that think because I have posted something stating an opinion on something outside of soap or celebrating something outside of soap that they now get to weigh in on how awful it is, actually, that I would dare to do such a thing. And, in times past, I honestly, for the very first one, I thought it was like a bot account, right? Because the hatred and the bigotry was just so bigly, like the racism and oof, it was bad, right? And then I started actually realizing that these people were real. And so I would, for the most part, either delete their comments and then give them a soft block on the channel, or I would engage in the comments for a little bit back and forth, telling them how stupid and wrong they are, and then either soft block or hard block them from the channel and, just kind of move on with my life. But as a result, I ended up realizing that I am silencing myself, right? And I am now censoring myself on my channel because some people that seem to be hell bent on staying on the wrong side of history think that they can use my comment section as a dumping ground for their bigotry. And I am not okay with that. That is not a thing. In my real life, like who I am as a person, I fight against all forms of discrimination, racism, bigotry, just as my standard. Like that's all there is to it. And so me keeping quiet about these things that I'm doing in my real life for the sake of this channel because I don't want to get in a fight with someone in my comments, that doesn't make any sense. I'm going to be true to me. And the silencing of me is over. And from now on, any person that decides to shitpost in my comment section and leaves horrible, awful, all of the ismness down there, you're still going to get blocked. But I'm going to start calling you out publicly and mocking you. Because if you with your whole chest are going to come on here and decide that this is the right place for that, well, I guess it becomes fair game at that point. And yes, I am looking at you, Cody Griffin, but I am not going to be silent on my channel anymore. And I don't need an excuse for that. I don't need to justify my position on something which should not be a political position at all. This is not red versus blue. These are very basic human rights issues we are talking about. And all of that is a lead up to say that we are making the trans pride soap today. And if you don't like it, you can go ahead and leave your bad opinions and be on the wrong side of history over on Truth Social. I don't care. I will tell you more about the soap that we are making today in just a minute. But before I do, hello, I am Mrs. Soap and Clay. Let's make stuff. How's it going, Sudsers? Welcome back to the channel. You are at Soap and Clay, where we make all the soapy things. And you are here for week 24 of year 3 in our Pride Week. And today we are making the trans flag in soap form. And actually, just off the bat, this soap was filmed, straight up and down instead of sideways, because I fully had every intention of when I made this soap to make a YouTube short out of it, right? And call out Miss Cody Griffin for being a terrible, terrible bigot. But ultimately, I decided, well, maybe that's kind of mean and, whatever. That seems kind of... And I changed my mind. on all of that because of everything that I just said earlier. And while I do not force my politics down anybody's throat on this channel, and realistically never will, because soap is probably not the place for that. If I wanted to do that, I have lots and lots of other outlets for that. There's nothing political about human rights. Like period. And at this point in life, if you think that human rights are a red versus blue like talking point, then you're willfully ignorant. And I want nothing to do with you, to be perfectly honest. And so, yeah, the soap itself, this is, like I said, filmed the wrong way because I had plans to do something different with it, ultimately chickened out, decided against it. And then after some reflection, realized if there are people that have a problem with me and don't believe that human rights are important for everybody, I don't want you here anyway, you know? I do not want to count you among my subscriber base, period. So you're free to go. You are always free to go. So while you're free to have your opinions, however bad they may be, that's fine. I'm going to continue being true to myself. And that's kind of that, you know? So let's get to the video. You can see the making of the trans flag soap and all of the things, you know, where we always do the making in the rest of the thing. Okay, so I'm not going to spend too terribly much time bagging on Cody and her very bigoted, awful statements. One, because while I haven't edited it yet, I am pretty sure that I go pretty hard on her in the podcast. And so, you know, you can see that tomorrow if that turns out to be the case. But, you know, two, I was raised by a mama who was very concerned with her daughter, never thinking too terribly, you know, poorly of herself, because I always had really low self-esteem, you know, and she would tell me that for every bad thing I say about myself, to say 7 good. And I've sort of applied that to every place in the world, right? And I don't think that I'm really making that clear within any of these videos, and I don't want it to seem like I'm just ignoring all of the awesome that comes, because the outpouring of love and support is huge, and it cannot be understated. Like it's so big, and it always is so big, right? But as humans, we tend to focus on the one negative, and let's not do that. In the sake of Pride and all of the things that we know Pride Month to be, a celebration of love and acceptance and kindness and just, you know, humanity, let's go ahead and focus on all of the love that actually is all around us in response to all of this. And yeah, that is a quote from Love Actually, but that is one of the best movies to ever exist in the history of ever. And yes, that makes me basic, but it is what it is. And yeah, let's go ahead and focus on all of the outpouring of love in response to a very bad statement made by Miss Cody Griffin. So while Cody's takes were bad across the board, there was one that I found to be most interesting in regards to the channel specifically, right? This idea that I should be talking about non-social, non-politics soap content, but also that not everyone thinks like West Coasters in the United States. Well, this is the comment section from yesterday's video. And this is a group of people from the world over, from all walks of life, from all demographics, sharing their stories of the LGBTQIA space, of their, I mean, these are grandmothers, these are grandparents, these are parents, these are children, these are humans, again, from the world over, that are showing that love exists everywhere. And boiling down, you know, somebody saying, hey, yeah, we think equality is cool, actually, to, you know, just like West Coasters. And, you know, why should we get all of the credit for something awesome? You know what I mean? Look at all of these humans. They are beautiful, beautiful humans who see the value in each other, in one another, and who will fight against these forms of bigotry. So no, Cody, you're wrong. It is inaccurate. These people are the Sudsers. This is a community that I am constantly saying how humbled I am all the time. And, whatever, it could sound like that's just a script or whatever, but I don't script things. I'm proud of these humans. I'm proud to know these humans for a reason, And even with the new ones that are coming in and saying, I'm new, I'll take your place. Thank you. I don't know what happened in the world to bring such a cool group of humans together that, have this maker mentality. We want to make soap, yes, and all the things, but they're all also just genuinely good humans that will go to the mattresses, that will fight for the things that they believe in, that will fight against injustice, and that are proud to do it. And I am proud to know you all. You matter way more than what the terrible people say. Your impact is way louder than the terrible words of a few. Not just here, but, obviously within the world, the bigger picture. Because the bigger picture is the more important one. Every bit of love and kindness and acceptance and support that you are showing in your daily lives, not just on a YouTube video. I know you guys are doing that in your real lives all of the time. And that's the point. That's where we change the bigger thing on these micro levels, within our communities, within ourselves, within our homes. You're doing that and you matter so much. So, this is just a long video just to say, thank you for everything. Thank you for sharing your stories of personal growth that got you to a position, or, maybe there was never a growth position and you've always been there, or you have suffered injustices in your own life and been discriminated against, been put in unsafe places because of who you are, and you are committed to ensuring that nobody else feels that after you. Thank you. And, this is the trans pride soap. And so I would be woefully, incompetent if I were to not talk about the issues that our transgender friends are experiencing right now. And it's big. When I say that things are, that things are bad, that they're under attack, that's not me being, reactionary. The transgender community lacks, access to basic healthcare. And I'm not talking about like transition related healthcare, right? I'm talking about just preventative and general care, because there are laws on the books in a lot of places that allow providers or insurance to discriminate based on this. There's also just a big cultural lack of understanding and knowledge when it comes to individual providers. It's not a safe space to be. And when you look at the medical industry just in and of itself and how difficult it is anyway, right? Like, that's already a borked system. Adding another layer of complexity to something like that, it's awful. And I know that mainstream media really wants us all to think that this is, all about which bathroom to use and, giving children hormone blockers and whatever. That's shock effect. And that's not the problems that the average trans person is facing or even thinking about. The average trans person doesn't know throughout the majority of their day whether or not they're entering a safe space. And I will leave, obviously links. There's links on my website. There's links in the description boxes, all of the things for more information on all of that. But this is a safe space. I am a safe space. And thank you to the Sudsers for helping me keep this a safe space. And now we're going to go back to me not crying because I have to, compose myself, so whatever. But thank you. And there it is, the trans flag soap. And yeah, absolutely gorgeous. I really love what the Micahs did with all of this, for sure. The selection, I think of the Aphrodite and the ballet slipper, and the combination of the sandalwood mixed with the jasmine and everything in it smells absolutely delightful together for sure. And I love these bars just across the board. If you are interested in these bars, you can pick them up at soapandclay.com, and all of the profit from these bars will be donated to the Trevor Project. So just keep that in mind while you are purchasing. To my Sudsers and my humans that exist and understand that we can all have different political views, right? And not make everything awful and wrong and divisive. Thank you. But as I also said, I don't believe human rights should be a political talking point. So around here at Soap and Clay, we show everyone love and kindness and acceptance and equality. Unless you're going to be a bigoted asshole, and then you're going to get the boot. But this is not new to you. As a Sudser, you already know that. And you're here because you are my people. So thank you. I appreciate you. I'm out of here for today. I'm going to go hang out with the Soap and Clay kidlets. We are going to enjoy more of this sun. It's wild. It's out until like 9:30 at night these days. It's a good time. And yeah, I will see you guys all again tomorrow for another round of soapy fun. Bye.